India has recorded a new surge in COVID-19 infections. Daily cases have topped 168,000, pushing India past Brazil to become the world's second worst hit country. Authorities are hoping to curb the spread by imposing new restrictions and trying to persuade more people to get vaccinated. But many states are also complaining of a vaccine shortage.
An Indian festival unlike any other. The cause for celebration is quite different. This medical college is taking part in a so-called vaccination festival, a 4-day program to accelerate the national rollout. I'm visiting all the vaccination centres in my area and congratulating the people being vaccinated and the health workers, including doctors, nurses, paramedics and everyone involved in the vaccination drive. We are doing this to encourage vaccination. India's vaccine drive had been relatively successful, but a recent shortage of doses forced some vaccination centres to close. Prevention measures vary across India. Lockdowns are in force in many areas, including Maharashtra, the hardest hit state. I think a lockdown shows the failure and incompetence of the local government. Lockdowns are not a solution to anything. Businesses have been suffering for over a year now. I have a business myself and can tell you how much I've lost. With new infections skyrocketing and deaths rising steadily, many are all too happy to get jabbed. It's hoped the vaccine festival could make it safer for the crowds who still turn out in huge numbers for India's famous religious festivals.
And for more on this story, let's bring in DW's Nimisha Jaiswal. Nimisha, what could this vaccination festival achieve, especially considering the dramatic surge in new cases in the country?
Well, Sarah, vaccination festivals or days are not new to India. We used to have a polio day every year. It's basically a way to encourage people to turn out, to almost participate and be enthusiastic about the vaccine. Because even though India has recorded a large number of doses being given, it's only a small fraction of the total population, and we're still falling behind on our targets. We have recorded instances of vaccine hesitancy. Not enough people are turning out. And this is, of course, an attempt by the Prime Minister to use his popular appeal to ask people to join his efforts to fight the coronavirus by turning out for vaccinations. However, of course, states are reporting shortages, and unfortunately, we haven't had clear directives from the national government yet about how exactly they're going to counter these shortages. For example, the state of Maharashtra, which is seeing the highest surge in cases, is one of the states which also says that they will be running out very soon.
And other than vaccination, Nimisha, what is being done to get these cases under control?
Well, there is no national directive as of now, Sarah, but each state is coming up with its own solutions and methods, depending heavily on what kind of surges they're seeing. The state of Maharashtra that I just mentioned, for example, has said that they would consider a complete lockdown because they are contributing almost 60,000 cases of India's total surges just yesterday, for example. On the other hand, we have a state like Delhi, which says it will not consider a lockdown, but it has imposed multiple measures like night curfews, 24-hour vaccination drives, as well as restrictions on bars and restaurants and any kind of mass gatherings. Of course, these may well be revised as cases keep surging.
Given all of those challenges that you've highlighted there, how high is the optimism that these measures can indeed be effective?
Well, Sarah, the COVID-appropriate behavior in the country does seem to have slacked off, and this is something which the national government has pointed out repeatedly. But once again, even while restrictions are being rolled out, on the other hand, we have events like the Kumbh Mela, a massive religious festival that is underway right now, where thousands gather, and there are already reports coming out that many of these people are without masks. There are elections going on in the states as we speak, and for these as well, there were massive political rallies, including those held by the National Party, the Bharatiya Janata Party. So while there is a surge going on, we're still finding out how worried people are. The drive for vaccination should start doing better because of the surge. But again, so far it's hard to predict because the numbers continue to climb, and this may well be because people are not taking enough precautions.
Nimisha Jaiswal in Delhi, thank you. Let's get a check of some other developments in the pandemic. China's top disease control official says that the country is formally considering mixing COVID-19 vaccines to offer greater protection against coronavirus. That is after data showed China's domestically produced vaccines were less effective than some alternatives. Australia has scrapped its target of inoculating the adult population by October. Health authorities say that the AstraZeneca vaccine should no longer be given to people under the age of 50. And health workers in the United States have broken a new record by inoculating 4.6 million people in one day. Officials say that more than 72 million people have been fully vaccinated.